Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Two Loops Knitting Podcast. I'm Jodie from Ocala, Florida.
And I am Felicia from Minnesota, where it is sweater weather up here.
Yes, we're still hot down here. We're still 80, but we are getting some 60s at night, so it's been pleasant.
That's beautiful.
Yes, it's been great. So, what have you been up to? Any good life updates in the past 2 weeks?
Yes, last week and this week have been so busy. Last week I had my I call him my grand dog, Leonard. He is a 9-month-old goldendoodle full of all the puppy energy. He's so cute. He has less than zero manners that we're working on it. But he's so cute. So I had him for 4 days. We went to Starbucks and had pup cups. We went to Petco and had bones. We went to, there's a coffee/brewery dog park. I did that one day.
Okay, no, you have to tell everybody about that because I've never heard of that here, and it sounds so fun.
It's really great. So you go and first you register your dog, you show their vaccinations, and there's a big indoor play area with I would call it AstroTurf, but the indoor turf,
Right.
indoor outdoor turf.
Yeah.
And in there's some obstacle things. There are monitors, so they're rangers, and basically they will monitor the dogs, and then attached to it there's a little restaurant that looks into there, and there's a brewery/coffee that looks into there. So once you get your dogs settled and they're out doing their little things, playing and running, you can go in and you can get a beverage. You can bring the beverage back in if you want to hang out. There's little chairs and benches, or you can stay outside and just watch. And then if you want food, then that can't go in there because, we know what would happen.
Yeah.
So
that would be so, did you bring your knitting when you went?
I did. So I brought it, but no, I did not do it. I had it in a little drawstring bag and I thought, okay, I'm going to bring the socks. Surely I can just sit there and knit.
Right.
And Leonard does this too. If I have knitting around, he is constantly sniffing at it.
Right.
They love the smell, whatever. So then I thought, okay, I'll just go get a coffee or whatever and sit and watch outside. But they're so fun to watch. So no, I brought it and did nothing.
I didn't do it.
I just watched them all. There's this little tiny dog, and seriously, her little body is probably this big.
It's so
it
cute.
is maybe bigger than my hand.
Oh my gosh.
She would come up, and I mean, there's some big dogs.
English sheep. Oh yeah. So I was thinking about that. Like at a dog park, a lot of times you have like a small area and a big area, like that. So everybody's together.
They're all together. So we've gone twice. She would come up and she's just like running up. She'll jump up onto the bench and she just walks right on your lap and sits there.
Oh, so cute.
So me, who has no dog at home right now, is just loving on her. And then some of the other dogs will come, or Leonard would come back, and so it was a good time. But
I feel like that would be, and I know it's not your dog, so you don't have them all the time, but I feel like that for somebody could be like a once a week, like a Saturday morning. You could do a knitting thing where the knitting people meet up with their dogs and sit in there and knit for, an hour or two. Obviously with the dogs, not like a super long time, but like that would be a fun place to have like a knit up session. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
we've gone twice since we learned about it. And then once we're gonna have Leonard when my daughter goes on her honeymoon. So I'm sure
you're gonna have he's gonna go a couple times then.
He is, because when it's cold outside, a walk is a walk, but it's not. I'm not going to be out there going 3 or 4 miles.
No.
I'd rather just take him and let him.
He gets to see he gets to meet a lot of friends. Yeah, and socialize. That's good for him. Still being a puppy. That's so fun.
Exactly.
That's so fun.
Yep, he needs that.
Yeah, so that wedding. Yeah, it's going to be here before you know it.
Yeah, which is good because there's a lot right now. So I feel like it's just coming at us. You know, there's this and this, these, all the things you couldn't do before. So once that's done, then maybe some more free time will
Will
creep back
happen.
in.
Yeah.
All the things,
Well,
but
we didn't go to the dog park, but we took my daughter and her husband and my grandson Corbin. We took him to the pumpkin patch. But it wasn't just a pumpkin patch. It's like they have like a blow up thing you can jump on, and a huge, they built it, which wasn't there last year apparently, but a huge slide that you go down on the burlap sacks. And he was
oh,
like,
fun.
Mimi, come with me. So I actually, my son-in-law and I and Corbin, because my husband after surgery and my daughter is currently, 7 months pregnant. She can't do it. So, and
No.
it was a good time. And then let's see. I don't think I talked about before. Maybe I've said it or not. I don't know that we have baby goats. I don't think I said
No,
it
I
last time,
don't
did
think
I?
you talked about the goats,
So
but
we
you
have,
should because
yeah.
they're adorable.
So we have two Nigerian dwarfs. Finn is 5 months old now, and then Lucy is 6 months old. So Finn
His
was,
eyes,
oh my gosh, yeah. So I'll try to pop up a picture somewhere. So he is a dark, like chocolate brown color, although he's getting like a little bit of some lighter spots in different areas, and then he has like these crystal bright blue eyes. And my husband and I were talking about it the other day because he said, you know what I think it is? Also, it's you see because they're so light, their pupils they're like sideways slits, right? Like it's not a
yes.
regular round eye. He's like, sometimes it freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, because they're like, he's right next to you.
Yes,
He
they
is up
are.
in your face.
Yeah. So, but he was bottle fed, not by us. We've only had them. How long have we had them? The end of August, September, October, almost 2 months. I think we've had them because we
Wow.
got them right before my
Already?
husband's surgery. Um, And so he was bottle fed. So he is literally like a dog. He will just climb up on the outside sofa, sit right next to me. He wants to be in your lap. He wants to be pet all the time, all the things. Lucy was not bottle fed. And she was the runt of the litter. So she doesn't seem like she's grown anywhere. He's definitely gotten taller, bigger. But she will come up and she'll smell you. And every once in a while she'll let me pet her for like a one or two strokes, and then she runs away. I can hopefully she'll get better over time.
Yeah.
And if I have a picture, I don't know if I'll put that in there, but we don't want them to, they technically can have babies starting at like 5 months old, and we don't want them to have babies right now. So he wears an apron for goats, which is basically just, it wraps around the neck like a collar, and then it wraps around his waist, and it has a piece of fabric. So if he tries to do any fun times, he can do
Yes.
it, but we're not going to have any little baby goats right now. So
Yeah, that Lucy will not be a mommy at
right,
this
yeah.
time.
So that's just something interesting to share that like I didn't even know they made such a thing, for but it's great because I don't have to worry about it.
True. What does she think about him?
Oh,
Because
so we have, so they're currently in our backyard and not down in a paddock because they're small. And they have like a little house out there. We put them away every night still, even though we have fencing with no climb because we have coyotes and bobcats and they're still small. In the beginning, they were kind of like separate, like maybe like the first week or so. But now if you look in the camera, because we have a camera in there, a lot of times they're leaning against each other. But they just rest though. It says goats only sleep 5 hours in a 24-hour period. So like they don't just like go to sleep for hours on end. They sleep like little snippets here and there. So anytime you look at the camera, if I'm up in the night or something, I'll just give like a quick glance on my phone. Especially Finn, always eating the hay, just standing there eating. I'm like, that goat never stops eating. And
that's a
also,
boy. He's a teenager.
yes, he's a teenager. If you don't know anything about goats, which I did not know this either, they're just like cows, so they have
Yeah.
several stomachs. So they have to,
Oh.
just like cows, they have to do the chewing of their cud. So after they eat for a while,
Hmm.
it basically comes back up some with the different stomach, and then they have to re-chew. Anyways, so you will see them resting or laying down and doing this. They're not
That's so
eating
funny.
anything. They're chewing their cud. Anyways,
It
totally
sounds
not knitting
ugly,
related,
but that's what they do.
but that's what they do. Yeah,
How
that's what they
big
do.
will he, how big do they get? Like
So
I have no context because
so
I, you know.
so a male dwarf can get like between 50 and 70 pounds, which is actually still not that big because he's still small, but they are so solid. I haven't weighed him in a few weeks because I'll bring my scale outside and then I'll just pick him up and hold him. And we got him and he was 24 pounds. And the last time I weighed him, he was 30. So, and
Wow.
he's still small and he's still going to get taller and stuff. So it's like, you don't realize they're very strong, dense. Now females are generally usually a little bit smaller, but her being the runt, like she's just not gotten taller. Which is not going to be good later when we let them have babies. Like that might be because also goats generally always have at least twins when they have babies.
Really?
Yes. Yep.
I didn't know that.
Sometimes triplets. I don't know how that's going to fit in that little body of hers because it's so little. But that just means
True.
if they do, they're going to be so tiny. Going to be so tiny.
They will.
Yeah. So yeah. So it's fun because we don't have any we don't have any dogs right now. And my husband, with just travel and different things, he doesn't, at this time in our life, doesn't want to get any right now.
Yeah.
So it gives me that little bit of kind of like a dog when I go outside, with him because he's so fun.
Yeah, he's a companion
Yeah,
when you're out
he
there.
is.
He's like in your lap doing all the things.
Yeah, and he yells at me and lets me know when he wants something else to eat. It's a very loud, aggressive, like, yeah.
That's funny.
It's almost like a sheep baa. It's hard
Oh,
to
is
describe.
it?
I'm not going to do it again. I'll have to, yeah, it's a loud sound.
I think you should polo that so I could hear
So you can
it.
hear it. Yeah.
Yes.
And then this past weekend we went, my husband had a work thing at a charity concert barbecue festival on Saturday. So that was fun. So he got, he had to go around, he had to talk to some work people, but there was different live music playing. The weather was beautiful. There was barbecue and food and drinks. And then that night we actually got to see Megan Maroney, which is a pretty big country star right now. And she was fantastic. So that was
bet.
great. Leaving wasn't so
That's a
great.
full
People were
weekend.
stealing people's Ubers, but yeah. We had heard to Uber because the parking in that area was so bad that they were like, it's much easier because this is a festival, I guess, or fundraiser that's been going on like for years. So people were just like, yeah, don't park. It's horrible to try to park there. So
how long from the end of the concert to when you got your Uber? Because sometimes
it was probably about an hour. And yeah, and the thing is, we left early specifically because it's like the whole rideshare area is not big. Like we knew it wasn't a good thing.
Yeah.
And we witnessed two different people's Ubers getting taken. And our Uber driver, when she pulled up, we got in the car and I was like, oh my gosh, people are taking Ubers. And she said she was waiting in the traffic trying to get her way down and people on the sidewalk were they had to like, roll the window down thing. And they were saying they would pay for the fare and give her extra money if they could just get in and take the ride.
That's so crummy for the people that are like you're waiting.
Because that's the whole thing. Because it kept showing like she's almost here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is somebody taking ours? Is that happening? Or are we going to have to like.
Right. We're going to have another hour to wait.
Right. And we were staying like 20 minutes away from the venue. Like we didn't want to stay. It was more expensive to stay right near it. So we were like 20 minutes away. So anyways, it all worked out. We got back. But I had no idea that that's a thing that people do that and take people's Ubers.
It's really rude and it kind of blows your mind. Like, why do you think you're more important than the people who are doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's so rude. I get it if it's an emergency.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
But all those people
no, it's not an
emergency. No.
All right. So now we've talked for 15 minutes about non-knitting things. So we'll get into the knitting.
We did knit.
Yeah, we did knit some. Currently the only thing, I think this is currently the only thing that I have that I'm working on that I haven't finished. Hold on, my cord is caught.
You have one thing only that you haven't finished?
Well, because I'm trying. I I cast on something and then I took it. Like, I'm trying to.
Okay, no, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't
You just
think
you continue.
there have been a number of things over the past few weeks that I started and then ripped out. So
Yeah, so those don't count.
so things
Hmm.
that are still remaining on the needles that I didn't rip out or that I didn't finish are the
Okay.
Halloween socks. So I did get more done on this
I
one. So the
love those.
heel, I think when did I show it last? I probably showed it. Maybe it was just the heel and I had not done any of the leg. So I'm
Hmm.
getting pretty close to a few more rounds on the leg. And
Yeah.
this is Freckled Whimsy. Can't remember right now. It was
It was
Halloween.
long.
It was
The
very
name was
long.
long.
Something in the something. Can't remember.
Yes.
Um, I,
Yes.
I will put it below if I find it. But it's not available. It's sold out.
It
Yeah, because
is.
it was like a
Yeah.
special
That was
colorway.
the pre-order.
So that is true.
Hmm.
And then I'm using I know I talked about this last time, my little row counter because this pattern I'm doing is the blueberry waffle pattern. And it's knit 2, purl 2 for row 1 and 2. And then row 3 and 4 is just straight knitting. So anyway, so I've done work on that. And then the second sock, I need to do, I need to do the heel on and try to keep going. I told myself I was going to stop and then do this heel, but then I moved on to different socks, try to finish the. So that's the only thing I currently have on my needles. What do you have
Wow.
going on?
Well, I can't say I only have one thing on the needles. Let me put my water down here.
But
I
that's good. You've
have
been
been,
knitting for like a year. I only started, right? Like 2.5 months. We know I'm going to have all kinds of whips moving forward, right?
yes,
Yes.
as you should,
Yes.
because otherwise I'm going to be feeling like there's something wrong with me. So well, we know, I like to start all the things. Okay, before I talk about what I'm knitting, my philosophy is because we're new, we have to try all the things, right?
Well,
How do we know what we enjoy if we don't try them?
right. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's how I
That's good
justify
philosophy.
it.
I like it. And
So
not
I've
just
been
try all
working
the
on,
stitches, we have to try all the different yarns. So we need a
yeah.
variety of different yarns to try because we may like one particular yarn over another, right?
And how would we know if we don't try?
It's girl talk.
Yes, it's like girl
Yes.
math.
Yes.
We're girl enabling.
Hmm.
Or guy enabling. It's just
Yep. Either
enabling.
one.
Yep. So I'm working on my Nightlights.
It's so pretty, Felicia.
It's really
Oh
long
my
now.
goodness, it's so pretty. Okay,
So
so are you over halfway now?
I am.
You are.
I just finished. I've done one repeat of on the decrease side. So
Okay,
I'm just barely
barely.
half,
Okay,
but
can you give it a little around your neck? Can you give it like a little show? Oh my gosh, it's so good with your coloring. It's so good.
I've got this green sweater on
Yes.
and it's really squishy. It's
It's
nice.
so beautiful.
So there we go. I have really enjoyed this. It's been good.
Now, I
So I
don't
have
remember. Is that the one that you're doing the class for?
it's a knit along
Okay.
at Harriet and Alice in Edina, Minnesota.
Okay.
And they their shop is so cute. If you ever are in Minnesota, I'll take you.
Yes.
But if anyone else is in Minnesota, go down there. The area is cute. There's lots of cute shops, but their yarn shop is adorable. Tons of really good eye candy there. It's
It's really
so
good.
fun. Then I worked on my jaunty. I got back to my jaunty
Mm-hmm.
and I this time put a stitch marker in or
Progress marker, like
progress marker.
gotcha.
Yes. So this is
Wow.
where I was. That's what I had, and this is what I've gotten to. So
Okay, now what?
I got
Because I haven't done any, I've only done like knitting, purling, a little slipping. So what stitch is that? Is there a
so
name for
this
that?
one, yes, it has the half fisherman's rib,
Gotcha.
and then the increase is that half fisherman's rib increase.
Something like
I
that. Okay.
I mean something like that, right? So there's a little bit of like knitting into the stitch below,
Hmm.
and then you turn on the other side. So the one side is the pattern side, and the other side is the knit across, kind of like
Oh, so
where
like you
your
do the
socks would
pattern and
be.
then the other side you turn over and then you just like knit all the way across to then get you to the
Yeah,
turnover part? Okay,
yeah,
well that's good. So did you
yeah.
find it, because that might be something that I feel like that's a little smaller size wise than the last project you just showed. Like
No.
it's not? Oh, I was thinking
It
like,
just is here in my little world.
oh,
You can make it as big as you want,
got you.
but I have three.
It's such
I
a pretty
have
color.
three. It's so, oh,
What's that
you
yarn?
know,
What's that yarn? Who's it from?
it is Blue Sky Fibers. Let's see, Extra Aran in the color Ocean Deep. It is
So pretty.
really pretty. It is 55% baby alpaca and 45% fine merino. It is really soft. I have this obsession with soft yarn. And when I went in and bought this, the lady Chris that was working there kind of walked me through because I still don't know a lot about yarn,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we were talking about stitch definition. She's because I'd pick up some other amazingly soft yarn and she'd say, I don't know if if that one will be a good one for you to see the stitch definition. And I went, see,
For the
learning moment.
specific for that fisherman's.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Because she says if you're going to put that effort in, you're going to want to see it. You don't want it getting lost or loose or
Right.
anything. So we settled on that, and I love, love, love it. So
Yes.
I did that, and
Did you find it super finicky when you were starting in the beginning? Like I feel like for me as a new knitter and like the whole sock, the first few rounds of a sock I feel are like so finicky. Is it like that in that stitch as well? Like, yeah.
it
Okay.
was.
Yeah.
I feel like if I would have done a lighter yarn, maybe it would have been less finicky for me
To
trying
see.
to see when you're looking in like the hole below
Right.
because if you're pulling it apart okay, it's this one, but
Right.
when you're not used to is it this one or this
Right,
one
right. But it's
and
also
it's
that thing
dark.
that's like about the lighter yarn, but the darker yarn, if that's what you gravitate or if that's what you wear, then you're not going to wear it if it's not something the color that you would normally wear, right? I mean, I'm,
Yep,
I don't know.
that's the problem.
Right,
I knew going in.
right, yeah,
I'd already known that, but still bought it.
yeah. Well,
That's okay.
it's so pretty.
I have one more thing that one more whip, which is my sweater.
Okay, you've made a lot of progress on that. All your sleeves are done, right? It looks like.
No, I
No.
still need to do the sleeves. So
Oh,
I
it's
used
long
a
sleeves. I keep thinking it's
for
short sleeves.
long sleeve. So that's how much I've done this
Wow.
week. Um, I still have like 5 inches before I do the ribbing. It's like the knitting that never ends.
And what type of yarn are you using? What weight yarn is that
This
one?
is a bulky
It's
yarn.
a
It
bulky.
is Plymouth. Oh, I do not remember.
Okay.
We'll link it. I'll get it and we'll link it.
Okay.
It has a really like kind of a heathered texture. You can kind
Nice.
of see a little bit of lighter green and darker green, but it's just knit, knit,
Knit,
knit,
knit,
knit.
knit. Yeah.
And it's, pretty wide. It's a little bit finicky measuring too. You had talked about the little thing you hook on the needles
Right. Yeah.
and you measure it. That's too short for this one. So then when I lay it out, it's like trying to measure and not stretch it out or
Right.
anything.
Right.
It's a little wonky.
Yeah.
So that's what I've got. Nothing else on my needles that I'm going to show.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot though. That's a lot. And yours are garments. I've attempted several garments, but that hasn't gone so well. But I did
You
finish.
are new. You are new.
I know.
New.
I'm gonna keep going. I will. But I did
Yeah.
finish. So I know last time I showed that I had one of my socks. This yarn is from Mustache, which I love their self striping. Like I just love I love their self-striping. So
It's
I
so
actually
pretty.
finished the other one. So this is my
Yay!
first. So this was the very first sock I knit. And now I was
Yes.
like, I should just finish this. So that's why I did some on the Halloween, but I'm like, okay, but I'm closer to finishing this than
Yeah.
that whole other pair, right? So I was like, you
Yeah.
already have one finished, Jodie. So I switched and I have these finished. And of
I
course,
love them.
yes, I love they're super fun. And they're just for me, they're DK weight. So they're more just for me to like wear around the house because I wear slippers all the time in the house. I mean, we have the air conditioning on. I'm cold. If it's cooler in the winter, we don't put the heat on. We don't like to. If it's 60 in the house, we're good with that. I'll still have the socks on. So
Yes.
yeah. So
Yes.
I mean, there's mistakes. I can there's mistakes, but I'm like it doesn't. It's just me seeing in my
No, it
house,
doesn't
and
matter. Hmm.
I love how fun they are.
They
So
are. When you're sitting there and you're going to see them all the time,
I
you're
know.
on your feet and you're like, I did this.
I know my husband when I finished it and I put them on and I had my feet up and I'm like sitting there and I'm just like waiting like are you are you noticing are you and he's oblivious I'm like
Mm-hmm.
he's like what and I'm like did you not see and he's just like see what and I'm like my socks
All the work that went into them. You're like, hello, you need a little sign.
and,
Look this way.
and then I also finished these shorty socks.
I love,
Yeah.
love, love those so much.
So this yarn, this is, and I don't know if it's still available, but it's 3 by the Sea and it's called Autumn Spice. I'll just give you
Oh,
like a little so you can see it better. So
I like the
again, we're gonna we're gonna say that so this was the second sock I ever knit.
mm-hmm.
And I was pretty sure that it was 10 rounds, knit 2, purl 2, and then it's like very short because it's a shorty sock, very short leg, and then go into the heel. Well, after the fact, I was like, why does this one seem so much smaller? I mean, I didn't notice till I was doing the heel part. So I did
Oh,
notice that this is actually 2 rows. This is 10. The original one is only 8. But I
oh,
thought I was like, anyways,
ah,
it doesn't matter. And then overall as well, I in DK weight do 56 stitches, so 28 on each loop.
mm-hmm.
This only has the first one only has 24.
Oh.
Because I was sitting there last night because I was just like seeing, oh, my almost to the toe, like kind of measuring against the other one, like without
Right.
counting, just kind of, and I was like, why does that seem not as like it doesn't seem the same next to it? And then I counted, and I was like, what in the heck were you doing on your second ever sock you were making? So we'll just say that this overall sock, when I had it on this morning, because I just finished this one this morning, the second one, and I put them on
Right.
together. This one is a little bit shorter, a little bit tighter.
Mhm. It's not, maybe that foot is smaller.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's all part of learning. Again, I was super proud because this is only my second pair of socks. And
Looks
I
so good.
did like a rounded toe and I taught
Mhm.
myself how to change the color of the yarn. So that's the first time I ever and I know I talked about it last time that I used Summerly Designs, how you do a couple of stitches you go back and forth with the old and the new together. Anyways, and then you cut it off. Yeah, and then you just have a small thing to weave in. And I found it really easy. I just watched the tutorial, go back and do it again. And then I have another tutorial for the rounded toe, which is somebody else that I do. So if I remember, I will link those below for y'all. But
I need to try the weaving in I've not done that
yeah.
and sounds amazing.
Yeah. Somebody else's video that I watched that did it a different way at first, and I watched, I was like, oh, that seems like a lot of things I'm gonna like miscoordinate while I'm knitting. And so I was just like, oh well, I'm not doing that anytime soon. And then
Right.
somehow, how YouTube suggests stuff to you, and I watch her videos.
Mhm.
Somehow that tutorial was probably because I searched for something about it. And it was
Yeah.
suggested, and I watched hers, and I was like, that's what I'm going to do. So I literally want to make myself like a cheat sheet of something that I can click on easily when I need to go to the videos of just, okay, I do Shelly Antique Needleworkers Heel. That's what I do for right now. Sometime I may try like the afterthought heel, but that's what I do. And then the rounded toe, that's what I do. And how you blend the yarn, this is what I do, and have it in one spot, even though I have it like saved in playlists and whatever, but like my own vanilla sock pattern of what I do.
Yeah, your recipe.
Yeah, my
Well, and if
recipe.
you put it in a or a Google Doc or
Right.
whatever
Yeah.
and put the hyperlink, you're just kind of clicking down,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Just go.
Yep. So I need to do that. And then I also I figured out doing the toe and the decrease and the knit round and all that before I did like a little checklist for myself. So I want to do like something where I have stuff to use all the time that I don't have to keep, making stuff up. But
Right.
okay, so the other thing we're going to talk about, every video I feel like the favorite tool segment, I feel like, because we're new, I feel like when we get to the giveaway part, I feel like that's going to be the question today is what is your favorite tool again? I just feel like I want as many people to give us their tools that they use. And I know Felicia had talked about this last time about the stitch corrector tool. And I don't have any yarn stores near me. So I have Hobby Lobby and Michael's, and they don't have the best selection, but they did have, and it's $1.49, and it's their brand. Yeah, their brand Yarnology, and they come and it's called a stitch corrector, and there's two of them. So one is tiny, like thin, and the other one is fat. So depending on the size yarn and project you're working on. And then the other end is like pointy so that you can use it to pick up the stitch. And I have already, since purchasing this, and I purchased several packs for $1.49 because I want to have them in different project bags, because if that's the project bag, like I was knitting in the car, if that's the project bag I have with me and it's at home next to my chair, that's not going to do me any good.
Yeah, you're right.
So I will say this is like by far, especially for me, doing the socks, like I had to multiple times try to use this, and I was so thankful because other times I was trying to figure things and let me get this pin and and I was getting it, but it was just taking a lot longer. This super quick. I love it. So I would highly recommend that to anybody. Anybody who's knitting, if you don't have that you need to get one. For sure.
Agreed.
Yes. Yeah.
And I do like the idea of having, because I only have that one and it's attached to my board. I do like having the idea of having more than one, because if I take something, I'm going to take socks. I'm not going to take a board. I'm not going to take this whole thing.
Yes.
So having that in there, I'm going to write that on my planner really fast. I keep my planner right here.
Yes.
So I can write all the things
you need to order. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Good idea.
I need to do that because I put it off. And if it's not in my planner, sometimes it just goes out of my brain.
Yeah.
So
do you have a favorite tool that you've been using lately?
Not so much a tool, but I am going to talk about, I'm going to call it a resource.
Okay.
So we were on chatting with a friend of ours, Jessica, Sweetwater Stitcher, and she was talking about these little notebooks that she uses and how she was using them. And I went, I have one of these that she gave to me at a retreat. So I went down and I grabbed it from the basement, because what I've been using to track my progress when I have patterns was just a Post-it note, and I'd post it and then I'd write row, blah, 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 increase this, row this, blah, blah, blah. And on my jaunty, that came off.
Oh no.
I had to try to figure out, where I was. It's dark knitting. I was having a rough time. It was one of those moments when you're like, you need to be in timeout. So then what I decided to do is I said, I love this. So I ordered some on Amazon, but then I wrote on the outside. So this one is the painted honeycomb shawl, and that's
what's only going to be in it.
on.
I'm guessing it's
But what I
probably like
did,
a bunch of them together, inexpensive. Oh, look at that.
yeah. So there was like, I mean, 12, 20. There's all
All different
different.
ones.
Yes. So what I did was I just took my ruler and I made some lines and I did increase 1, and I know that I've done row 4 or row 3 was an increase, row 5 was an increase. And then at the end, I'm going to make a note as to how many stitches should be on the increase. So then if I ever have to go back and wonder where I am, I can go, how many stitches are on the needle? Let's say heaven forbid the needle, it comes off,
Right. Yes.
Leonard gets it, whatever.
Right.
I can go, how many stitches are on the needle? And then I can kind of look back at, what
Having
was
such a
going.
good idea. See, I haven't done any garment stitching yet, but like, yes. And also
And then
I feel like moving forward too, because I've heard people say this, some people are like, well, I feel like this sweater, the amount of stitches, it hits me like right at my waist, and I want it to be a couple inches longer. That if you keep track of that and you write it in your notebook, the next time if you want to go make that same sweater or something similar, you can be like, okay, well, I like it, and I know that I had to do X amount of rows more to get it to be where I wanted it to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's and I think it's kind of like we have our Ravelry and we'll put in the end projects
Right.
or whatever. But I think it's going to be like tangibly, don't forget this. And then I thought you could file it in
Yes.
a little something like a resource,
Yes.
So that's, it was, $10 for a pack of a million of them.
Yeah.
And then I can tuck it in and take it with, it's in my
Yeah, because it's
project
nice
bag.
and small. Yeah.
Yep.
All
So
right.
that is
All right.
my
So see, if I had your
tool.
planner here, I could write it on my planner or a sticky note or something. I don't have anything, so I gotta remember that.
Yep.
Try to remember that.
Yep. Bring your planner.
Um.
Bring your planner.
So let's talk about like maybe, well, haul maybe. We'll talk about well, I did cast on.
I was going to say, what did you cast on?
So I did.
What are you casting on?
So I did cast on the stripe hype originally with Moon Glow yarn, and I'm still going to do it. I just, as I cast it on, I did it incorrectly. I'm so used, the only thing I've done is socks. And I cast it on, and then I said to Felicia, why? You remember exactly what I said to you. I'm like, why? This is saying like go back or on the flat or this on the wrong side. And I'm like, is there a right or a wrong side? I mean, it's just in a circle. And then Felicia's like, yeah, you're not supposed to knit that in a circle.
So it was a moment of clarity.
So then I said, so that would be the second time I ripped it out, because the first time I did the wrong amount of cast on for the wrong size.
Oh.
The second time, I mean, it would have had to get ripped out because the first time I also did it in a circle. The second time was then I realized, because I got I realized that I did it wrong. And my husband, I was like, I can't believe I'm ripping this out again. And he's sitting next to me. He's like, I feel like this new knitting is stressing you out. Like, I feel like you're ripping things out a lot. And then I turned my bad attitude around to, this is all part of the learning process. I'm just learning. I have to like talk myself off the ledge, and also not make him think I'm not going to knit after I'm buying all this yarn, right? But
yeah.
So I ripped that out. And then the more I investigated the pattern and looked at some others, I felt like maybe it shouldn't be my first garment item to start with. It is a lot of color changing. It is a lot of different things. And I thought, well, maybe that's not going to be. So then I decided, I went and looked up some other patterns that are free on YouTube that also, so I go to YouTube first before I go to Ravelry, because I'm trying to find ones that have videos
That's smart. Yeah.
before, you know, because a lot of times you're finding lots of them on Ravelry, but you don't know if they have videos until you really read through all the stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's smart.
So this one, I just decided also, instead of like a full on sweater, that I
Yeah.
really, my original plan originally was I wanted to do a cardigan. But then
Yeah.
I was feeling like people were saying like, oh my gosh, cardigans, that's so hard. And I was just like, you know, but these people are saying it's not hard.
Well, people say socks are hard and
Yeah.
you're doing it.
So
So
anyways, this one is it's Drop Design Garn Studio, and it's just like an open cardigan, no
so
pockets, no
Mhm.
buttons, like nothing extra. It's a lot of
Yeah.
just knitting. Um,
Yep.
and this one calls for drops brushed alpaca silk, and that you hold it in 2 strands. So that's a little like, so I could have done something that wasn't the whole 2 strand thing. But
Yeah.
so I did
No.
pick, this is the yarn.
Oh, I love it.
So
I
it's not
love it.
light, it is darker.
But it's not dark.
But
It
it's not
doesn't
all the
like
way,
take
right.
all that light
Yeah.
in. I think that's so pretty.
It's so let me see what it says. It is 77% alpaca and 23% silk.
It's gonna be so soft.
I forget what, it doesn't have the color on here. It's color 25, but I feel like it was called like steel blue or something.
It's gorgeous.
So that's my plan. And I was going to cast it on last evening, until I realized that I did not have the proper needle size. So
I just like when that happens.
yeah. So that'll be coming today. So that's
Nice.
currently, I mean, I have others. Well, so there's also, I mean, this is kind of a little bit of haul and possible cast on. Like,
It goes
all in one.
together.
So this is the grid gambit pattern.
I love it so
And
much.
for me, I'm like, well, I feel like it's a little smaller. Maybe it's not. It probably is deceiving. It appears like it's smaller, and it only takes 2 skeins of yarn. So I'm like, it has to be. It can't be that huge, right? So this was a kit.
Yes.
Yeah, this was a kit, and this is let's see. This is Spin Cycle, and the color is In the Wool Something Wicked. And that's this color, which is really showing bright and different on my screen than it actually is, because
That's what mine is.
it's more muted
In the
blues.
Nightlight.
Which one?
It's that one.
In which project?
The Nightlight one.
It is the same exact one.
Something Wicked.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. That's so crazy.
Yeah, so you can kind of see, like, that's kind of how it'll, for twins.
So funny. Had no idea. That's so funny. And then this one, this color is Emma's Yarn, which this came as a kit from 4 Pearls down in Orlando area, and they shipped like same day, super fast. And this is their yarn. I think that they dye. It's carried other places, but I think it's dyed by them. There's something. It's something like that has to do with their store and this yarn, or maybe they're like the main houser of this yarn or something. I'm not sure. But this is the color Sprout. So it's like a very pale, like green that goes with the green that's in there. So, yeah. So I don't know. I haven't really like paid attention to how, I'm sure there's all kinds of stitches in there that I've never done before.
I don't know. I haven't done that one yet.
Yeah. So that's, I don't know, like I really want to start the sweater, and I don't know if I want to have like, even though I feel like that's going to be a longer term project. I also don't feel like I want to have too many garments going at the same time. I don't know, but we'll see, because then I also signed up for, I got an ad on my Instagram for a store called Knit Collage. And I guess this is, I don't know, they've been doing it for multiple years. They do some kind of fall festival type thing where they do a knitting class. They do classes online. So you sign up, and I think today, as long as we get this video up today, today's the 22nd. Today's the last day. You can only sign up for it for a week. They only have it open for a week. You
Okay.
can actually buy kits from them with the yarn. But
Oh.
I wasn't necessarily, I'll show you the projects. I wasn't necessarily loving the yarn choices,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to get the yarn choices. You can, it's $85 for the class, and it's like there's live question and answer sessions, there's Zoom sessions,
Oh.
there's recorded video steps for every different project,
Yeah.
and there's 8 projects in there, and you have access to all of them. And I made sure
For like a week,
no,
a
forever,
month.
forever, forever.
That's
Yeah,
great.
so and it's an app that you can I signed up on the computer, but then it's an app that you
Right.
download after to give you that information. But I made sure I messaged them because I couldn't find anywhere saying like, well, how long do I have? Because there's
Yeah.
actually 2 projects for sure that I want to make, but new knitter here is going to be slow, and if I'm following along with the class and such. So
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is the first one I want to make from the class. So it's a pillow, it's a flower pillow for,
So cute. Oh my
yes.
gosh.
So for my daughter's having a baby girl in January, and I have this cute little velvety pink couch that I bought to do newborn pictures, and it's currently in her room. And I was like, wouldn't it be so cute to have a flower pillow on there?
Oh my
So
gosh. Yes.
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 So
Yes.
I did order some bulky yarn for that. It hasn't come yet. And I needed bigger size needles because it takes a US 15.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I still have to get the needle for that. And then
What color did you pick? What like
um
theme are you going for?
so we did originally she said like a pink flower and lime green center, like kind of like a brighter. So
Uh-huh.
I ordered, but then I also ordered, there was kind of like a speckled multicolor, like white with lots of different colors.
Oh,
So I
cute.
thought maybe I would just do like a small swatch to see like how she likes it or put it against the couch because she wants the
Yeah.
pink and green, but I'm like, well, if this pink is like a clashy pink with the pink that's already, you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah.
did order, so we do have a Michael's here in town, but it doesn't carry majority of the yarn that they have online. And they had it on
Yeah.
sale. So it is the brand, the name of it's Wool Ease, but I don't remember like the color was Carnival. I know that, but I don't remember the other colors, but I'll be able to show
Yeah.
it next time. But
Next time.
yeah, but so
You
that's,
could be working on it
oh
next
yeah, oh
time.
yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm going to start that one for sure. And I think the class actually starts like the first week in November. Um,
Oh, yeah, that's coming up.
yeah, it's coming up quick. And then the other project, which I liked, I just wasn't necessarily a fan of all the color yarns, is this vest. Because
It's
again,
great.
I want to have a garment, and this is kind of like you don't have to have sleeves, it's like more open, and it's using
Yeah.
super chunky yarn, which should make it go fast. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah, I
But
can't,
you also live in Florida, so
right.
you don't need a
I don't
giant
need, right.
bulky
So like I
sweater.
could just have like this is like a super thin long sleeve I have on today because sometimes the air is cold in the house, you know. Um
Yeah.
and I could just have that with a vest over it. So that's my thought.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have
That's
videos, it's
cute.
gonna be step by step. So I mean I'm gonna cast on and do a couple rows because the cardigan is from bottom up, I believe. So it's,
Oh,
I
okay.
think you
Hmm.
start with just a lot of knitting. So hopefully
Yeah.
I can do that. Um, but then I definitely want to do, these for class. So I have the yarn coming for both of those. So those are definite cast-ons. And then one other
Nice.
cast-on that I would like
Yes.
to do, which
Okay.
this is kind of part of haul also. So I've heard a lot of people watching a lot of videos talk about KnitPicks Stroll,
Mm-hmm.
which is a fingering weight. So I have not done fingering weight yet. I tried starting with fingering weight in the very beginning. I was having a really hard time even picking up the knitting, and Felicia said, try the DK, try something a little bit. And so I've kind of stuck with that. Um,
Yeah.
I do want to just try it just to
You'll be
see because those socks you could actually like, I feel like I could actually wear out, I can actually
yeah.
wear them with my sneakers or closed-toed shoes that
Mhm.
in the coming
Yeah.
months where I live in Florida, I'm in the north central Florida. We do get into the 30s and sometimes 20s in the evening, cooler
Mhm.
days. Like for, December to March, sometimes last year was to April. So
Yeah.
I'll wear socks. I won't wear flip-flops all the time like I do now. So
Great. So you need some cute socks.
I need some cute socks. So this is KnitPicks Stroll. It's fingering weight and it's called Dove Heather, and it's probably hard to see, but it just
really,
has like a little bit of like, it's not solid. It's just kind of like a little bit of light and dark. And then this is called Bamboo Heather. Same thing. It's kind of an olivey green. It's showing brighter on the screen. But I had seen, and I picked like pretty much solids, you know, to try a color work cuff. So I I have Summer Lee's design. She has one from her summer cuff club from last year. That it has Christmas trees and you can do falling snow too, but I don't have snow here. But I want to use this as the sock, and then this would be the tree. So
that would be
I'm gonna, it's basically two things. I'm gonna use fingering weight, which is the thing for me, and trying a pattern of color work when following a pattern. So that will be new also. So I really would like to do that also and actually be able to wear them in December this year. So
you totally can.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly when it's going to start. I've told myself I have these 2 socks finished and the Halloween socks, which Halloween's up here. They probably won't be finished before Halloween. It doesn't matter. I can wear them for next Halloween. That I want to finish those socks before I cast on, you know, these socks. So I know I've got a lot of goals, a lot of projects I want to start.
You have to have all, you know, in your mind, you have to kind of map it out. It doesn't mean that is like you're held to it, right?
Right.
It's all good.
Yes.
So I think, I can't wait to see the trees.
So we'll see next time what I've actually started, what I've ripped out.
I haven't done sock color work.
You haven't done sock color work either?
No, and I have no sock yarn for color work.
Oh, well, I should have mentioned. So they were having a sale, and these are only, let's see, these are fingering weight, and these are, how many grams is this? These are 50 grams, so 231 yards. So like for the sock, you need 2 of these. Obviously, you need 2 of these. And then the color work, you just need 1. But I think these were like $6. So a lot more reasonable. I love the hand-dyed yarn. And these are also 75% merino wool and 25% nylon. So totally sock yarn. And I feel like they have different sales all the time, or sign up for text message to get coupons. So I feel like this is like an affordable sock variation if I'm going to make a lot of socks too, or if I'm going to try different things that I'm not sure about.
Yes.
Instead of using the expensive hand dyed, like maybe try this first and make sure that I can even do it, you know? So
no, I think that's so smart. A great price point.
Did you just write that on your list?
I did.
You did?
KnitPicks Stroll.
There you go. There you go. So have you cast on anything new? Because you have so many projects you're already making so much good progress on.
I did.
You did?
And I was going to wait. I was going to wait until I finished the Nightlights one. And this yarn, and I showed it last week, the 29 Bridges.
Oh, yeah, your yummy yarn.
It just kept looking at me, and it was
calling your name.
Yeah, it was like, aren't you going to do anything with me? So in a weak moment, I caved in. And so this is the main color. And I'm just starting with the navy. And I don't have much.
I need to ask, is that navy? It's a different, is it the same navy? It's thinner. Okay.
Yes. So this is fingering weight.
Okay.
Let's see here.
It's hard to tell through the screen.
You can see my love of blue when I show you this.
Okay, then that's okay. Yeah, you can see the other one on the right has like more, like you can almost see like green undertone. Like, yeah, it has different coloring for sure. Yeah.
So, but I'm all about all the blues, which it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
So all I've not done very much. This is it. A little baby
Oh,
cast
no, I
on.
think it just
Ooh,
came off. It just came off.
I did. No, I don't want
Fix it. You
to.
fix it.
Okay, I'm going to go like this.
Oh yeah, fix it. Please fix it. Well,
I'll fix it.
while you're fixing it, I will show. I did forget one other haul item that I was influenced to buy from Felicia and Jessica because they both got them. It's the Cocoknits. It's called the Maker Board. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, the Maker Board, which it folds flat, and I know she talked about before, like you have your pattern in here, and because it's magnetic, it's not going to fall out. These are just these are the little magnets that came on here, but I did get some additional holders. I did get the clips so you can put a pen or anything. So I need to get the little notebook to keep track.
Yes.
And then also the accessories, what do you call it? The gauge, I don't know.
That's what
Gauge
I call
tool,
it.
gauge tool. And then, and these are magnetic. So they also will stick to your board.
It's so
I know
nice.
at first I was like, oh, do I think that I don't necessarily need to get that. But then when I'm sitting there all the time, I'm feeling like I'm always trying to, yes.
This is how I roll. So.
Yes. Okay, so you're actually using, see, I wasn't even thinking about that. You're using the ruler to mark where you are on the pattern.
I am.
So smart. I mean, maybe that's what it's meant for.
Yeah. I have no idea, but
so
that's how I do it.
You have that. I mean, so that's the thing. I have my little tool case, which I love to have the things in, but you can't fit all the things in that case.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I love it. And I don't use scissors very often because you can just, you could pull on the yarn.
Right.
But I like having those little ones there. But I love it. I wish I would have, when I was first cross stitching, I bought the Lori Holtz fabric holder and the pink $10 Amazon one. And Chantel's boards, which I love because they were portable and I could at least take them. But this, keeping the patterns in, wish you would have had it sooner.
And so obviously because you have multiple projects, you just switch out. The only thing you really need to switch out is the pattern then, right?
Yes.
Yes. And okay, so I'll ask you, so are you making the note in your notebook or are you doing any kind of pencil mark on the pattern? Like when you take that pattern off, just whatever's in your notebook?
Nope. Just whatever in the notebook. So I'll even just put stopped here.
Yeah.
Whatever, just because I was previously, before my Post-it notes and everything, I was just drawing on the lines and start here, stop here. But I feel like that got really almost overwhelming when you see a whole page of
a lot of
words, and lines and drawings. So I really like the notebook. I'm kind of I would say minimalist. You wouldn't think so when you're looking at all the stuff I own hobby-wise.
Right.
But I like things neat and clean to look at. Right. So that's how I do it.
Yeah.
I don't,
That's a, that's a good, So I wasn't even thinking about that, using this as keeping track of the pattern. So that's so good. So
I rescued my stitches.
Okay, good.
This is all that, now it's kind of a little hot mess. This is all I have, but it goes back to I need some point protectors. So I'm going to write that on my list. I know I need them, but I use my planner as like my little shopping list. And so sometimes I don't write it down. I mean, it's kind of funny. And I have a few people who are like, oh my gosh, but when there's a million things swirling around in your head.
Right. Yes. Well, or you're like, oh, I'm going to go write that down. And then the phone rings or you get distracted because you get yourself a snack. And then by the time you get back to your desk, whoop. So as soon as you write it down, I am at my age right now, I can't even tell you, my husband laughs at me how many times my alarm goes off on my phone because I put an alarm for everything, even if it's on my calendar, because if I don't look at the notification or I don't look at my calendar, the alarm's not going to go off until I shut it off.
Exactly. Exactly.
I do that all the time.
I agree. That is a total must because there's too much. So
is that the only thing you cast on then?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the only thing. And I only have one thing for haul.
Well, you've been collecting for a longer time. I'm just, and I like to over collect.
Yeah, but next week I will have more because I have my Harriet and Alice cowl on Thursday, so I'm going to be in the shop, and they have a buy one get one 50% off Socktober.
I messaged them because after you said that, and I didn't have them set for notifications. And I
Oh,
said,
uh-huh.
because I went on the website, I'm like, oh, is this only in store? And she said, no, you can do it online. So I was like, oh, but I don't really need to. But
Hmm.
for anybody else
But I'm
out
gonna
there,
be
anybody else out there, right now, while they have their sale on, you can get it,
yes.
buy one, get one 50% off.
And their shop is so cute. If you are local and you've not gone, you need to go. It's so cute.
Yes.
So I'm sure I'm gonna have haul because I'm gonna be there.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
But the only haul I have is this is the Wild Sage yarn in the colorway Barely There,
Mm-hmm.
and the Autumn mini bundle. Look at these. Like, well, okay, I got these from Jodie's shop, so she doesn't have to look at them. She knows what they look like. But she had showed them and I went, "Oh my gosh." So I I just love
They're
these.
such good. They're such good fall colors.
So good. And I love fall with this tealy
Yes.
color.
That's my
So
favorite
everything
color.
isn't just orange, it's
Yes.
like brings in these others, but it has the teal, it has that purpley color. It's so
Yeah,
good. And it's
depending
nice.
on what,
Uh-huh.
depending on what kind of, depending, I was because we were talking about color work, depending on what kind of pattern, if it was only something small, like you could use
You
one of
could
those minis to do like, if it was just like a couple leaves on each side. Or I have seen some people do, instead of doing it all the way around, they only do like the print on the outside facing that way instead of on the
oh,
ins. Like if they only have a certain
yeah,
amount of mini, depending on how much you have in a mini skein.
true.
I've seen them do that as well, where they just do, how some people, when they knit the socks, like your front of your sock is a pattern and then the
Mm.
back is just all knitting. There's no pattern. I've seen that too. So
Yeah. So I guess you just figure out where your sides are on
yes,
the
yeah,
loop.
you have to
Maybe
somehow center it. Yeah, you'd have to figure that part out. It's probably a little bit of math to figure out, but yeah,
I don't know if I'd math it because I dislike math.
math. Yes, I mean, so I
I
do.
think
I have the wild sage in there, and then I do have some needles, some chagoo, however you say it. I have
oh,
circular needles in there, some other notions. I am going to be getting in the coming weeks. I'm going to have some 3 by the Sea because I love theirs. And then
mhm.
another one. What's the other lady, yarn lady?
3 tulip.
Yeah, so we're gonna have something special coming in the coming weeks. We won't talk about it yet, but
No.
we're gonna have that also. So yeah, if you ever want to check out my shop, it's linked below. Simply Stitching Ocala. I will have some yarn in there.
Lots of good things. Lots
Yes.
of good things.
Uh,
But that you reminded me. How do you say the chaigu? Tell us in the comments.
I know.
How are we supposed to be pronouncing this?
I
I
know. And here's the thing. I had Google, like I said, how do you pronounce this name? And I put it in, and I'm like, okay. But then I did another. Did I forget. Did I do Foxfire? It doesn't matter. I did another search, and then it said it different. So I'm like, that doesn't help me.
right. We've got no clue still.
And
Regardless,
I
we've
do
got
feel like
nothing.
I hear different people pronounce it differently,
Same.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
it's not
Yep.
just
Yep.
me.
Nope. Nope. I 100% agree. That's why I'm just a little bit of like,
Yeah.
no clue.
So
And I don't want to offend.
just gonna talk about, and if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen that I do walk on a walking pad in the morning. And I feel like I'm to the point where, if as long as it's just knitting, like just straight knitting, not purling. I have done the purling, but I'm definitely slower. And then if I slip the stitch or move, like, so it's just better if I'm working on, just, so I did some of this. Yes. Oops, I did some of this yesterday morning to finish up, I'm not
You're
going to
so
do a toe.
good.
I'm not going to do a toe or a heel. And I'm definitely not going to do the cuff. But I feel
Okay.
like I'm comfortable enough with just the knitting like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I will do like a sweater knitting because I feel like
There's
that's
a lot of both.
it's too much happening. I'm not going to do that.
Yes.
But I do feel like in the last few months, thank goodness, because I didn't think I was ever going to get there. I do feel like I'm comfortable with just vanilla sock knitting. I mean,
It's
I can
impressive.
do a rib two, purl two cuff. I don't have to count the 10 rows, do this. The heel, I still watch Shelly's video every time I'm doing it. The
Yeah.
first row or two, and then okay, now I remember, let me keep going.
Hmm.
Same thing with the toe. Like, I know I just did a toe for that other one I finished last week. I'm like, but
Yeah.
that was last week. Gonna watch the video again.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so those people that did those great videos are
Uh-huh.
getting extra views on YouTube because Jodie's gonna watch it every time. So
No, I think it's like, is it in the I need this now, or it's
yes.
gone
And I mean, my
in the
whole
brain?
thing was I wanted to start knitting, seeing all your beautiful sock yarn and then seeing other people's. And I was just like, I just want to knit socks. That's all I want to knit is socks. And I do feel like I'm comfortable right now with DK vanilla socks.
Yeah.
I
So you
want to
need to
get
always have
comfortable
some
with
fun.
fingering. Let me try this. Let's see if I can get comfortable with that. And I do now, seeing you and other people do some projects, like let me try to see if I can do these garments or do a pillow or whatever. So that's kind of where I am in my comfort of my knitting journey right now. So you guys get to watch and progress as I keep learning stitches and I talk about knitting it and then pulling it back out. Right?
Yeah, it's fun. That's what we do.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what we do. It is impressive, and I know I've said this to you before. It is really impressive, first off, to be 2 months in. You have two pairs of socks. You've tried a bunch of things. You've explored. You've learned without a class, and then you're knitting on the treadmill. Now, I mean, no, I can't
Yeah.
knit and walk. I No, there's a thing in Stillwater at Darnit.
Mhm.
Darnit. It's so cute. Their shop is so cute. If you're ever in Stillwater,
It's
you need to
you
go.
know, it, I'm very jealous because Felicia has so many great yarn stores within like an hour and a half area, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. And they're about 35 minutes.
Yeah, so
They're
not
just
even that
on the
long. Not
border.
even that long. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. So they have this thing, it's this weekend. It's called Knit. I can't remember. I was going to look it up, but we'll link it for anyone who's local. Basically, you knit and walk across the Stillwater Bridge. And it's about, I don't remember what it said. Is it a mile round trip or something?
Hmm.
They talk about it as, it's community. It's a whole thing. There's a whole thing going on down there at the shop. But you go and you walk back. You can knit or just walk. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna embrace my inner Jodie, and I'm gonna give
Okay,
this a shot because
you need to go you need to walk around in your kitchen and into the family room, and you need to like knit and just practice and see. Can I do this? Like, I guess you have to have your ball of yarn like tucked in
right,
you got to have a fanny patch or your purse or.
gotta be. That's what, exactly like how do you
Oh wait,
manage?
do you have a bag that has a wristlet?
I do. I have one
Okay.
that has a split. So I probably could do that. But I thought if nothing else, I could tuck them away and then just be
Yeah.
like, I tried.
You
So
put it in your jeans and you just pull out a little bit of yarn right then, so it's kind of hanging, not long enough that you're going to trip on
if watch the news, if you don't hear from me, I don't know. Could be over the
it.
bridge.
Yes.
I have no idea. But I'm gonna channel my inner Jodie because you're walking swiftly on the treadmill. I'm gonna be like baby, just little baby
Yes.
steps
Yes.
across the bridge.
That's so fun
So
though. I love that part. I love that community part. Like I so wish that, I mean, now I think I talked about it last time that I did start a library group that's for any kind of handwork, cross stitch, knitting, now that I'm knitting, crochet, whatever. And it's once a month at the library for 2 hours. And that's great.
Yeah.
But I wish it was something more, but my sister-in-law, she has gotten into crochet. She went to the yarn store with me. That's an hour and a half away. She was like, sure, I'll just go tag along, whatever. And I was like, oh, well, crochet. Let me send you some videos, the basic videos. But anyways, she bought some yarn. Yeah. She bought some yarn and she's hooked. So now she started with the blanket, but now she's doing hats because she has 2 toddler grandbabies and she has an older one. So she's like knitting up. I mean, she's crocheting, not knitting, crocheting up a storm with hats. So we live in the same town, but I'm like 40 minutes north of her. So we don't really, even though we live in the same town, we don't really get together. Excuse me. Yeah. Being farther away, it's not like, hey, let me run over for a minute. So
was she down by where I was?
No, she's the other way. She's southeast. She's where we used to live. Okay. So we're gonna try right now to try like once a week to be those ladies at Panera.
Yes.
Getting a little bite and a drink and then sitting and knitting for an hour and a half or something and just catching up and actually having that, and maybe sometime, maybe somebody else might see us and be like, oh my gosh, I knit. I'd love to meet up with you guys, or maybe it could be something else. Cause I just, the community part of not having a yarn store here, it's really sad. I really wish I did, because in the yarn store that's an hour and a half away, those ladies were wonderful and people just go there and knit. But I mean, an hour and a half back, like it's gas, it's time, it's, so that's it's just, it's just not something I can do that often. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's a knitters guild.
So I looked it up and there's nothing around me. I know. And maybe it's because it's Florida, because people maybe don't knit as much because I don't know.
Yeah. You're going to be the trendsetter.
Yeah.
Don't ever go to the yarn shop with Jodie if you don't plan on starting to knit.
Yeah, I'll make you start a new hobby, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Were you going to talk about you were going to talk about your short rows. You were going to talk about your...
Oh!
Yes. Because I remember you said something about that before to me.
So that was in my plans. My plan, so again, when you get a bunch of knitters or crafters, it really doesn't, you don't even have to be knitting, right? We did this with cross stitch or fabric where, oh, look at this. Look at this pattern. Look at this fabric, whatever it is. So we're chatting amongst our group like we do, and more yarn comes up and Jessica says, oh, I'm gonna look at this yarn, I'm gonna do this sweater. And I'm like, well, I want to do that sweater. But I still am, I feel like still new, and I very much am a little intimidated. When I started with knitting socks, I learned on the DPNs, and it was just a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
And my teacher, Lisa, she was like, Felicia, it's just yarn. Because I'd be like, look at this. This looks bad. And she's like, it's just yarn. It's just yarn. You can take it out. You can reuse it.
And it's good advice, because that's what you were saying to me all the time when I kept messing up too. So it's really good advice. Yes.
I really kind of took that in because I am a little bit of a perfectionist, and that sometimes could be great, and other times we know it's maybe not.
Yeah.
So this top, I'm looking at it and going, okay, I could do this. And I got to German short rows and I went, don't know how to do that. I'm looking, no class around here that's offering German short rows this week. So I thought, okay, I'm going to look at YouTube. I sometimes have a hard time with YouTube. I don't know what it is. I love watching YouTube, but sometimes tutorials I struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
But I found one that I thought, okay, this actually makes sense. You have to kind of go through a couple to see which one speaks to you, I guess. Right. So I found one and I thought, okay, I'm going to get the yarn and I'm going to embrace it's just yarn.
Mm-hmm.
If you mess it up, you'll take it out. And so that is my like out of my comfort zone because I have no one showing me,
Right.
you know,
Right.
for everything else, I've pretty much taken a class and someone's been there and I've been able to go, oh, I don't know. And so I'm gonna be brave and say
And
it's
do
just
that.
yarn if I mess it up.
So
So
that,
next time I'll have haul
yes,
for that.
the half fisherman's, is that what it's called? Half fisherman's rib, the other one you're doing. So it's funny
Yeah.
because when we were at that yarn store, the class that they were doing for this month was that stitch. They were going to do a
Oh,
project
really?
with that stitch, but it's like,
Hmm.
that's once a week to drive down there. So it was
Yeah.
just, and it was, I forget what, it was just something that right now, I mean, at some point I would like to do it in person. And maybe
Yeah.
if my sister-in-law, that's the thing, she's crocheting and I'm knitting. If it was, like if we were doing the same
Great.
craft, maybe we could do a class and then we drive every other week, like
Yeah.
maybe, but we'll see. But I wanted to mention also, since you were talking about YouTube, because it just dawned on me, because when we were at the library meeting and I was talking about it, and I just assume everybody knows technology, right? Like, because I'm definitely very part of my job has always been technology stuff.
Yes.
We were talking about the person there was trying to learn to crochet.
Okay.
And I was talking about, well, you just, there's lots of slow-mo videos, but you can slow it down to anything. I watched videos at 0.25 speed and they were like, what are you talking about? Almost no one in the room knew that you can adjust the speed of videos. So when you're watching our video, let's say, it's probably a little bit different depending on if it's an iPhone, an Android, or whatever, but there is somewhere on your screen when you tap, there is, not for your computer, but for the video itself, there's a little wheel that's like the settings wheel. And when you click on that, it will, I forget the exact wording, but it'll say video speed or speed. And it's always, default is 1.0. You
Right.
can speed it up to 1.5. Like if you're just trying to familiarize yourself with something you've watched a lot and you just need to see it real quick again, or you can
Right.
turn it down to a half speed, 0.25. So that for me was also super helpful in watching something, because I feel like also if I'm watching somebody do a row,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it at regular speed, but they're going super slow, but then I'm like keeping up instead
Yes.
of having to keep pause and keep pause.
Stopping.
Right. So I just wanted to put that out there in case you didn't know that you can,
That's smart.
that you can adjust the speed on any video slower for yourself.
That is a great tip, and it is really smart because I will do that. I'll be like knitting, and then I'll be like stop, and then when you start, there's almost that little like, where am I?
Right. Yeah.
Is it right? But if you could turn it down, you're keeping up. You're keeping up.
Yes.
That's
Yes. Well,
great advice.
I haven't watched it. I've been seeing videos popping up already, more like vlogs of all the people at Rhinebeck. The
Yes.
festival, it's actually like the sheep and wool. Isn't that the actual? Yeah. So like there's this whole thing. It's in the town of Rhinebeck. So people call it Rhinebeck in New York, but it's actually the sheep and wool. Anyways,
Yes.
so many great, so there's going to be all kinds of videos if you want to see, and there's people like just like vlogging their adventures in the stores, and I watching people on Instagram, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want to go next year, and I want to have my friends and we originally said stripe pipe. I don't know if we're sticking with that, but
We've not revisited that.
that we can all wear together and take the picture in, because I see so many different clusters of friends, like, and it just looks so fun. I like to watch all the sheep and how they do all the whole process. Like it just looks so fun to me. It looks so fun.
I think it's unlike any other, because we've been to quilting retreats, we've been to cross stitch retreats. That's just like a whole different experience because you're seeing all the little vendors that are like spin-offs of the yarn. You're seeing the yarn, you're seeing the sheep, you're seeing the alpaca. Like the whole process is amazing. I am seriously have big time FOMO.
Yes. And for me, living in Florida, it couldn't be at a better time, because like all these beautiful leaves changing. Like I'm like, Okay, so it's like a double thing for me because I get the whole environment, the cooler temps, the actual fall,
True.
so yes, we have to really try to go next year.
Yeah, it is on my planner, just so you
Um,
know. It's there.
and then
I'm going to try to keep it,
yes,
nothing is getting in the way.
yes, yeah, block it off on the calendar for sure.
Yes.
And then I know the other day you were talking about like we were talking about Farmer's Daughter because yeah, like did you end up doing a subscription with
I
them?
did,
Yes.
but I don't have it yet.
Yes.
So it said that when you do it, it would be like not the next month, but the following month because I
Hmm.
did it at the end of September. So my hope is November, their sock club I will get. I don't have any other subscriptions at the moment,
Right.
so I'm going to give that one a shot. The other one, and I think you're doing this. I go back and forth with the magpie because I love watching those ladies. I love that they knit and crochet up their swatches when they're talking about it.
Right.
I haven't done that yet, so I don't know if you have received any yet or.
No, because I feel like I feel like everything when you sign up, it's like 2 months or like it's more out. So the freckled whimsy, so I still will get when I feel like you get charged the very first of the month, but then it doesn't ship till
Mhm.
like almost like the last day of the month.
I
And
have that too still.
yeah,
Hmm.
so that'll be coming, but yeah, I don't expect to get oh, but I did, and I can't remember the name of it. I did order I think I did order 2 yarn advents at some point. I don't know. Right in the very
Ooh,
beginning. Right in the very beginning, right? Because I was seeing because there's a lot of them people had to order them in April. Well, I wasn't knitting in April.
yeah.
So,
Yes, I just missed those
yes.
when I
And
started
then like
learning.
people like Tiny Humans, which you had told me about, and I love her yarn and she's in Canada, but she's not no longer shipping to the US with all the craziness and she's releasing her advents and it's probably going to be amazing, but we can't get it. But I did just
Hmm.
get a ship notice from Etsy saying that I should be getting it. So I don't think they're actually shipping it just yet because I feel like it says like November 2nd to the 6th or something. So, and I
Okay.
can't remember. Let me look. I feel like I may have
Yeah.
gotten it's from somebody. I'm not even sure if I've purchased yarn from them before, but it's hard when
That's
you're trying to
okay.
like look up and find the advents. I just felt like it was difficult for me to find. And then also I was wanting for sure DK weight,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are not. A lot of them are fingering weight. Of course, I'm going to look, and now I probably won't be able to find it immediately.
The
Um,
only advent I ordered was the Speckled Finch,
mhm.
and I think that one ships mid-November, which
I
I'm
believe
glad for.
I think that is the other one that I ordered
But
was
so
Speckled Finch. Yeah, I'm not
I
gonna be able
have
to find it because
no
I feel
problem.
like I ordered it a long time ago. Um, but and I don't and that's the thing. I'm not even sure. I don't remember how many mini skeins it is or what. Like I don't
Mhm.
remember like the Speckled Finch. Do we get mini skeins? Do we get a full skein with it? Like
I don't remember, but you have your moon glow gloriousness as well. You have
yes,
great power, I'm just gonna
yes.
say.
Okay, so that means that means I must have done 3. So the moon glow I already have, because she shipped
Yes.
them out and it's in a beautiful bag and I'm being very good. It's zipped up. I didn't open any of the mini skeins. They each have stickers on them for numbers because I've never had an advent ship so early.
Yes,
But I guess
early.
she does something at the end of the year where she does like a whole rainbow collection for the whole year and she does that. It's like a big release. So that's probably
Okay.
why she just can't have all that, inventory and
Yeah.
shipping. So I just found it. So it's
Okay.
by Miss Pamela's Originals, which is PK Yarn, and it's
Ooh.
a mini skein set. So it says 10 or 20 gram optional full skein, 10-gram minis plus full. Apparently, that's what I ordered.
Okay.
I don't know. So we'll see.
Can't wait to see. So
So
that you have the ship notice.
yes. Oh yeah. So now well, it is. I got a ship notice. So they must just be, but it's saying estimated delivery. It's actually later than I thought. November 10th to the 13th.
Oh, so yeah, you have a minute before it's gonna get
Yeah.
there,
So
and
it's
then it has to make its way around Florida.
yes, which is
So
always a fun thing. It likes to take 20
yeah,
stops and visit all the different towns. But so we'll
So that would be
see.
fun.
I know. So I feel like I started to a little bit kind of look up, people do different things. People do blankets. Some people do like striped socks, like each advent. Some people do it like daily, like I'm going to knit using this advent today, this color. I'm like, I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on myself right now to like do stuff on the daily for it. I'll open it
Especially in
daily.
the holidays.
Yeah, I'll
Hmm
open it daily.
hmm
But I need to go on Ravelry and just save, like, look up Advent and kind of see like what do I want to do with it, you know?
hmm
Obviously I can do multiple things since Jodie ordered multiple Advents.
Extra. Extra. You need to have all the projects. Here's what my thought was because I wasn't really aware of the whole Advent thing
Hmm.
before mid time this year.
Yeah.
I want to make a note of the ones that I see people doing and go,
Oh, I
"Oh
love
my
that.
God."
Yeah.
So then I can go back and watch for those or put those people on notice on Instagram or
Right.
notification because I feel like at the end of the year is when we're really going to get the vibe of what
Yes.
some people's
Yes.
yarn is like if we don't know them.
Well,
So
and
that's my
there'll be those people that literally use every mini skein and knit something up by the end of December, like to be able to see it.
yes.
Yes, for sure. For sure. I
Yep.
wish I wish hashtags still worked really well on Instagram because I used to love that. I used to love following the hashtags and just seeing, different quilt projects and different
Yep.
cross stitch things, and you can do it a little bit, but it's definitely not the same anymore.
It's not, and I feel like you you lose that almost a sense of community that
Yes.
we kind of had
Yes.
with that, which is sad.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
that inspiration, you're seeing the same ones at the top or whatever. So
Well, and I want to try to
anyway,
figure out so these that I just finished were part of a knit along, which was my first knit along that I ever did, and it's by uh I'm drawing a blank, Denise, which is Earth
earth
Tones.
tone.
Yeah, Earth Tones. Is
Mm-hmm.
it Earth Tones Girl on Instagram? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
okay, Earth Tones
Mm-hmm.
Girl. And so I forget. I think this is like her 8th year that, and
Yeah.
it's called the hashtag is Falling Leaves Knit Along 2025.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
so that was my first knit along, and you had to finish it before November 1st, and I forget when it started, sometime in September. So I
It was in
actually,
September.
yeah, so I
Mm-hmm.
actually finished something. So I'm super excited because she said originally when I heard her talk on her YouTube, she was like, "Well, even if you just finish one sock, if you finish one pair, if you finish 5 pair," and at the time I was like, I don't even. I'll just be the one sock person probably. That's fine. So that's also why I decided to do a shorty sock because I was like really hoping I could get it done. So,
That was smart. I have one. So my freckled whimsy, the squirrel chase or something. I think I showed that last week. I have one done, and I have part of the other one done for that knit along. But if we look at the day, it's the 22nd.
you've got like 9 days, girl.
I need to put one of these away for a minute
Yes.
so I can go back to that sock. Maybe because I knit in the car when I go to the gym.
Hmm.
Not together. But I go get my treadmill number and I go back out to the car and I knit in the car. And then when it's time for class, I go back in.
Right.
I think I better have the sock be
Sock
what
for your
my
car
main.
project. Well, and
Hmm
maybe that's what you practice with walking around your house, and that's what you take for
Yeah.
Saturday for the darn it thing.
Yes. If I could get through the heel before
Yeah,
Saturday,
yeah, yeah.
then
You got to do, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that'll be my goal. There's my goal
Right. Write
for
that
the
down.
week.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. Look,
Get my heel done.
priorities
I can't
is
work
in
on
my
any of my sweaters. My priority is get this heel done. Well,
yes,
all I can tell you,
nothing.
and I know that you do the heel flap and gusset. I can tell
Mhm.
you that I timed myself on both of these heels on these socks, the second sock, just out of curiosity. And it took
Yeah.
me 3 hours to do each heel. So I feel like somebody like you who's done it longer and so I mean, you could tell yourself you literally if you had a night where you were able to sit down earlier, maybe you
Yeah.
can start knitting at 7 after dinner and say I'm going to be up till 10. I'm
True.
going to finish this heel. You could get it done in one
Yep.
night. and go back to your sweater.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go after this. Here's Jodie and I are all about accountability.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm gonna go after this and I'm gonna see how much I have on those socks. And then I will go and make a plan to, if I'm not to, I think I have part of one stripe in my mind. I'm remembering it was like a teal stripe. And then I was like, oh, and then I'm at the heel. So let's say 3 hours. That could be, it can't be oh no, it has to be tonight.
Because your class
Tomorrow
is tomorrow
night
night.
with my Cal, and then Friday night is Stitching Amazing Threads. They do once a month a dinner. Oh, I could do it there though.
You could do it there. Yeah.
I could do it. So it's dinner and like stitching, and they're
Yeah.
upstairs.
So
And
even if
so
you could,
I'm
even
doing
if you could do an hour and a half tonight, and then maybe hopefully you could finish it. Yeah. That'd be a good, that'd be a good goal. That way you can have it for the walking thing. You can have it in your car where you don't need a pattern. It's just knit, 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 right?
Yep. So I'm gonna have to get that done.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
What's your goal?
What's my goal?
You know.
My goal, I guess my goal before the next video would be to finish both, which is a lot because I haven't even done the heel, but to finish both of the Halloween socks. Like that is for sure like a finish goal. Like I want to have that done because I really do. I mean, I talked about all the things I want to cast on.
Yeah.
But I really do want to I really do want to try that fingering weight and try the Christmas tree color work and actually have them be like, I can be like, walk out in public and look, you want to see my socks? You know?
Yeah. Look at those socks.
I'm wearing some Panera to go knitting. Here's my knit socks, right? So,
yes.
So I'm trying to not, I have a lot of whips and cross stitch. Lot of whips. Probably 30 in bags in all different stages. And I'm trying my hardest not to let myself do that with knitting. I feel like I'm always going to have one or two socks in different stages so that I always have something on the treadmill, or if it's a pattern, then that I have to do it out there at night. You know, like I feel like I'm always going to have one or two socks on my needle. But I don't want to get crazy with the amount. I can still buy the stuff and I can still make the patterns. And kit them up together, which we talked about that earlier. Our friend Jessica, she got clear drawstring bags off of Amazon. So we were talking about this earlier about that maybe we were going to get some, because right now the things that I've purchased, I have them in bags, but I can't see in the bag. To make it easier to kind of like when you're like, what do I want to do next? And then you look and you're like, oh, that's pretty yarn that I have. And it's all, you know, like sometimes you just are like, I just want to start something. I know I have 4 other things in progress, but sometimes you're just, whether it's an emotional start, a happy start, sometimes you just want to start something new. And like, so I still want to have different things ready to go, but I don't necessarily want to start all the things at one time.
No, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And I do think there's something to be said when you want to start something to be able to see it, because I went to being able to, like with my quilting, if it's away and I can't see it, obviously I know it's there. I bought it, right? But it's not inspiring me. So I'm hoping that these bags, first off, we're keeping everything together. Right. So you're going to have everything you need in there. And my plan is even down to the needles, making sure that I have the needles for that when it's in there.
Yes. Which that means I can do it. Right. So that's a thing. So both of these projects that I talked about earlier, they're huge needles. I don't have the needles for them. I need to get them so that I'm ready to go. So if when my class starts or I want to start, like, have the needles for sure.
Yep. That's what I think. It's when it's in that bag, it's like, I'm ready for whenever you're ready.
Exactly.
So I like that. And then it tells me if there's stuff hanging around that I know is for something, that I'm clearly missing something if it's not in that little drawstring bag.
Exactly.
So I was glad she talked about that and showed that, because
I know it's just when we look them up, they come in like 100 quantity, and we don't need to have that many kitted up.
No, we just need to share, because even though we're not close, it's like 100 and something is, what am I going to do with it? Right. I'd rather,
it's so many.
It's so many.
So what are you wanting to have done for sure by the next time?
By the next time, when
Or goals. It's not for sure. These are just our goals that we think we want to do, we want to have done, right?
okay, so I want to have the sock done, the September or the Denise's,
Yes.
because I started that
The
when
Fall
I,
KAL. Yes.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
I want to have that one done, and I want to have the Nightlights one, the big long
The
one.
big
I want
one.
to have those two things done. I don't want to say anything else
Yeah. And then
because that's
so you have one more class, you have a class this week and then you have one more next week for it, right?
one more.
One more. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, that's lofty goals because you're only halfway on that shawl. But I'm just saying, you are a super fascinator. I couldn't believe some different times on Polo where she's like, she shows the progress. And I feel like I need to start doing that. I feel like I need to differentiate like what's a progress marker so that I can also, because sometimes I look at it and I'm like, gosh, I hardly did, like, it doesn't look like I did anything because I haven't been marking. I mark like if I'm counting rows or something on a side, but I haven't really like from time to time, like, so that's a perfect thing to say. Like, obviously, if I finish the socks before next time, obviously.
Yes.
But I think especially with a garment, when in the beginning when you're first learning to do it, and it probably feels like you're not making any, like you said, oh my gosh, I have 5 inches still left. At least you can look and you have one in there and go like, but I did do all this.
I just started that, and I do think it helps just give you that motivation when you're getting through that part of,
Yeah.
it's just, it's a lot. Doesn't mean you don't like it, doesn't mean you don't want to do it, but seeing when it's just the same color, there's no differentiating.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I finished this stripe.
Right.
Having
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So yeah, I think you'll like that if you just integrated that.
Yeah. So last time, we talked about that we were doing this giveaway of this Million Maggie yarn. And so I did the random generator. And since the first episode I posted on our Two Loops channel. So if you haven't, please go over there and subscribe and like on Two Loops podcast on YouTube. But I also, the first few videos that I'm putting up on my channel that I have people that already follow just to kind of get it out there even more. So I took comments from both videos and used the numbers and did a number random generator between both to make it fair. So the winner of this is Martha Epstein 6046. So
Congratulations.
Yay! So Martha, if you will please, there'll be the information below to contact us via email. Just send me an email, let us know that you won and your shipping address, and I can get that right out for you. So love being able to share giveaways with you. And this time Felicia's going to have a giveaway.
I do. I have this beautiful, this has,
I feel like it's almost the color of my shirt on the screen anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
Not in real life,
Right.
obviously. This is the Speckled Finch Studio. It is 75% merino wool, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 463 yards, fingering weight. Their yarn is really soft and yummy. So this is in the colorway Prickly Punch, and it's
cute name. Yes.
No. So this could be yours, and you could be ready for spring, summer knitting because it will not be beautiful fall forever. We'll be moving on.
Yes, we will be. So
the amazing colors.
I know I said it earlier about like, tell us what your favorite knitting tools are, but then also I feel like, because we were talking about keeping track and Felicia's awesome like little notebook thing. Like, if you want to also tell us how do you like, what other little ways do you keep track of your row? Like, because again, I'm going to be starting a garment. I want to have, like, right now I'm like, okay, I have to get the notebooks and do that, but is there another way? Is there somebody else's way? So either one of those things, like, we're just also like, give us your information. Give us your information, right?
Yes, we need all the wisdom because we only know a little baby portion of what is out there in the knitting world. So,
and I just now thought about it. I was gonna wear one of my Halloween shirts because happy Halloween to everyone, because
Oh, yes.
we won't be back before Halloween. And I was going to wear it today and whoop, forgot. But anyways,
I didn't even think about that.
we could have, we have the same shirt. We could have been twinsies.
I know, except mine's long sleeve because it's okay. No, it's not cold because cold is January.
Yes.
And the polar vortex comes down, but it is cool. It is sweater weather. So I have long sleeves, but we could have been
We could have
twins.
been twins. I didn't think about it either, but
Darn it. Yes.
yeah. So just if you're interested, leave us some comments with any great knitting information below. And then again, Martha Epstein 6046. Just find the information below and email us that you've won. We appreciate you guys stopping by, chatting with us. I feel like we're good friends and we chat about like all the crafting all the time, but I just love being able to share it with other people, and I so enjoy watching other people's, and it's so much more fun doing this. Like I've said to her, doing this with somebody. You know, I've done it for a couple years by myself for cross stitch, and this is like so fun doing it with somebody else. So
It is. It's nice because I'm not there. We're not there together. I mean,
yes,
we were the Panera stitching little posse there. And so it's still nice to be able to share like in almost real time,
almost
as
real
close
time.
as we could be. It's, you
Yes,
know, more than a chat, and it's more than a polo, it's more than a telephone call. It's
yes,
just so fun. So thank you for just joining us while we just talk about all of our
yes,
fun crafting adventures
yes.
because that's who we are.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, we will see you next time. So
Don't forget to like and subscribe
yes.
and share, and we will see you next time. Happy October.
Yes. Yep. Happy knitting, guys. Bye.
Bye.